And once again, Energy's Us Productions presents Pittsburgh Poltergeiser Prattle. Today's topic, Windmill Wick and action. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. I'm doing another video already. I guess that's a good thing. Okay, today's topic, Windmill Wick. Once again, Energy's Us. This is the name of the show. I'm Mox. Energy's Us, I guess you call that a production company. Feel free to copy and share anything I teach or record. You even take credit for it if you wish, since you helped author it and collate it. Please consider the teachings. I do not author them. Pondering them helps enhance the 100th monkey effect in our newly unified field. So, if you have any questions about the physics of plasma, see my past videos. They're all quite short. And I'm also on, I'm on Rumble. Those are my full works. I'm on Twitter. Only about half my stuff is on BitChute. It was too hard to upload. And most of my things are on YouTube. I think one got blocked some time ago. And the recent solar storms have been brought to you by Energy's Us. In the old method, they would put comets in the sun, as we mentioned before, and the ferrous, or iron, as you call it, rust, would come out of the sun, make a prioritized connection to the earth. So it was called lucid ferrous. Ferrous is iron, or Lucifer. But we use plasma light, programmed with love instead, because plasma light tastes fake, less grilling. And back to today's topic. Windmill Wick. Magnetically manipulated migration of prioritized plasmatic purge points. And that's to say, they're manipulating plasma, and it's fooling certain creatures and making them think it's magnetic flow, but it's plasma flow they're used to cohesing with, say to migrate north, etc. So magnetically manipulated migration of prioritized plasmatic purge points. Purge points, we'll go over that. That's part of the cleaning of the planet. And how it relates to windmills, how they manipulate the plasma as they spin with their great height. With, I believe, the coil is on top. And boy, I'm not doing so well today. Purge points purpose. Where are all the purge points? Trees, creatures, plants, and humans. And I guess you could say large buildings too, since like the one in Jericho and the World Trade Center collapsed. So that's, and you can see how high these windmills are that they put up, that they say are killing, misguiding whales. It's affecting their geomagnetic positioning or location, their inherent one. So think of your planet as a perforated orb. This is kind of a recap that spins like a blend and is a blender. And look back at the magnetosphere, and then it spits some out through the perforations. Think of that, your planet, and some sweats as if the blender were cold. And all surface lives, that's us, I mentioned earlier, recycle death and life water. What used to be in hell, what used to be in the subterra that's decompressed and come out. We've gone over that a bunch of times. And it's plasma. And magnet paths distribute. In other words, the northern flow on the exterior of the planet that went northward trained the plasma. If you remember from past videos, plasma can be trained, like I had trained it to come to my house for recycling. It can be trained. And if you have nodes all over, if you have purge points that aren't human or living creatures, it blocks the flow to the north. Maybe like putting traffic cones all over in the road and you have to slalom your way through, but they're magnets and you get stuck to them. And what happens with these windmills, the tall ones, you get what's called a mini magnetosphere, Recall the Earth's magnetosphere churns everything and mixes and mires it until it's slowed down, like a VCR tape that's slowed to where you can read it or watch it. And it makes mini magnetospheres. And forget the planet magnetosphere for a minute and think of the plasma coming up the windmill and being pushed back out over top the populace and the plants, animals, humans. So it's recycling this way, like a mini magnetosphere just in the neighborhood. And that affects the northern flow of your regular magnetosphere. And it fouls up everybody's guidance system. I've seen, hundreds of crows go north, and then 2 days later they're all going south. That may be a different effect. I'm sorry. But the idea is, and that'd be with humanoids too, it's flushing all over the planet, make you off balance and things like that because of your receptor system. And yeah, the natural flow to the North Pole from the South Pole of the magnetosphere would get knocked all around, like people playing ice hockey. Think of the water, the magnetic living water going north is frozen water, and someone's playing hockey on top of it, because they can move the puck around, say from 5G antenna to 5G antenna, or from windmill to windmill. So it's fouled up the natural blender recycling of the magnetosphere that we had going on. The planet, the people on the surface, they process what comes out and it gets recycled in. So it gets cleaner on the interior before it comes back out to the South Pole again. And then we keep processing it, and all the living creatures eventually clean up all that mess that was in the interior of your planet from that impact we had, the Pittsburgh coal seam. And this is fouling it all up, and it's it's misguiding creatures as well, because it's inhibiting the flow, and it's unsorting what we've sorted, mentally, physically, or emotionally, rather, I suppose physically. And then those who would culverting, they were trapped some of the plasma for themselves for data and energy, as we mentioned before, perhaps to harm people's ascension and evolution. And yeah, it's like they leash the plasma to these things and retrain it and then spit it back out over you. Shoot, I forgot what that was. Oh, the fins of the windmill are hollow, so they're adding echoic cymatics to what flushes out over you as well. Let's take a look at this. I'm really choppy today. A lot of interference in the field, I guess, but not bad interference. I think it's excitement. So here's your windmill blades. Sorry about the diagram. This is the pole. This is the flow of plasma. Think of it drawing it in like these paper towels would and sucking it up, and then having a fan up here that blows it out, similar to evaporatory pools and the magnetosphere as well. And the angular momentum would push it out the back, so it's always flowing up. And once this thing breaks down, it's still going to flow up. And if there's a coil up here, I don't know if they have them at the top or the bottom. If it's at the top, it's going to pull that up for a long time. If there's no coil up here, it'll pull that up for a little while. And then if you use that toroidal braking I mentioned before with magnets, flipping it back and forth, that would stop the flow. And once again, yeah, that's the spray out of the back. Angular momentum with cymatics in the empty fins. And remember that the plasma does learn. And besides magnetics, also aquatic creatures and birds that swim very close or fly very close together as though they are one mind. Try to vision them having what we'll call polarized plasmoids between the fish and birds themselves, so that they don't crash into each other. There's a lot of sirens in the background. Maybe that's part of the discordance I'm experiencing. Okay, I'm sorry that was didn't come out so smooth, but I think I got all my points out. I just learned this today, and usually it mulls around for a few days, but the connections are so great. Maybe it's the solar storms. I hear a lot of sirens in the background anytime this happens. The solar activity and a whole bunch of truth comes out. For years, as sirens will go off. I sure love y'all. Enjoy. Bye.